afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Take Two Radio Music. I'm Pam, your host. I hope you all are having a wonderful day. Happy Hump Day to all of you out there that are working. Half of your week is over with. Yay! I hope you're having good weather, too. Today in Chicago, it's not so bad, especially with it being January. But I'm super happy today to say that I have a guest with me, and he's an extremely talented country artist who I've been dying to talk to. So I'm going to go ahead and bring him on air. Welcome, Hudson Moore. How you doing?
Hey, Pam. I'm doing very well. Thanks for having me today. Excited to talk to you.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you for joining me. I'm really excited to speak with you. I just love your music. So this is a real treat for me. You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Well, I always like to start the show out with having our guests share a little bit background on themselves for those listeners that may not be familiar with you. So when you were growing up, I mean, did you just pick up a guitar and start singing one day, or how did that all come about?
Well, my dad actually played a little acoustic. He's not a full-time musician, but he's always loved music, and he actually did a little songwriting, and I kind of always heard his songs, and you know, I think I was probably 10 or 11 when I asked him for my first guitar, and he started to teach me a few chords, and I sort of just took it from there. But I mean, I've always loved music ever since, you know, I was a kid. Before I could even play a note, I've always just loved music, loved the way it made me feel, loved the way it sounded, just loved everything about it. And, yeah, like I said, my dad taught me a few chords, and that kind of led to playing drums and eventually bass, and it just kind of all spiraled into this passion for music and songwriting, and it's been a fun journey. So,
when did you discover you could sing? I mean, did one of your parents or somebody point it out to you, hey, you got a voice there?
Well, to be honest with you, I was really shy about it at first. They all knew I loved guitar. They all knew I loved playing drums and recording. And I had a little console where I would, after school, I'd go and layer on music, and it was just sort of instrumental songs. But after a while, I was probably 15, and I actually, had something to say. And so I started writing down lyrics and, things I was feeling. And at first I was like, well, I don't want anyone else to sing it, so I guess I'll try. And it was a really sort of raw approach. Yeah. And, I'd shut the door in my bedroom, and my parents would, put their ear up to it. I think he's singing, I definitely wasn't advertising it. I wasn't one of those kids, 4 years old, singing theatrical, numbers. It was very sort of organic, and I kind of had to grow into it. And, for the most part, very self-taught. And like I said, it was kind of raw. And I think my first show was at 16. And, boy, I was nervous the first time I played. And but you know what? You just get encouragement from your family and friends. And, you just like anything, you chip away at it, you work hard at it, and you get better as you go along. So I guess to answer your question, I was probably 16 when I started attempting to sing. And I'm 24 now, so it's been about 8 years, and hopefully I'm a little better now than I was then.
Well, I know you're definitely great now, so.
Thank you.
And I'm sure you were pretty good back then. You just didn't realize it at the time. Now, when you write your songs, do you usually put some time into doing something like every day, or just when a song comes to you, or maybe even a little bit of both?
I do. When I first started out, I really just wrote when I felt inspired. And, now, as a professional musician, I really do take time every day to think about songs, to think about titles, to think about, what I've seen that day, what could be a cool song out of this situation. Or, I'm always listening to radio. And, it's cool because now I get to, as a professional songwriter, I really do get to dive in. And, at first I wasn't really designating hours every day to write. It was just sort of, okay, I'll pick up a guitar, I feel like it. But, now I really do practice every day trying to write. And some days you you come up with something great, and other days you don't come up with anything. But I think if you talk to people who write novels or anybody who's a writer, it's just you just got to do it every day, and you never know what you're going to get. Some days you get magic, and like I said, some days you'll get that song and it sits on your computer or your spiral for years, and you just never know when the inspiration's really going to hit. So I try to do it every day. And if I don't,
those songs that sit there for years, do you ever go back to them and work on them again?
I do. Sometimes they kind of fall out of fashion, and you think, well, that's dated. I wrote that 4 years ago, and but every now and then I'll rearrange a song, or I'll add a new chord to it, and I'll just try to say, okay, how do I make this song relevant? Is it the music that doesn't sound relevant? Is it the lyric? How do I take this to where I can put it in my show or put it on an album? And every now and then that happens. And I do think that, if the song is great, it's going to be good forever.
Right, exactly.
And, at the same token, if the song's not great, it may not be good in a year, and you need to ask yourself, well, is this worth cutting if it's just gonna go away in a couple of years,
Right. Do you find that you're a perfectionist when you do these things, when you write and do your music?
I think that's my fatal flaw. I think anyone who has worked with me has found out that I'm a perfectionist, but in the studio and mixing and everything, I think that really kind of works to my benefit, hopefully. It might drive people crazy as well, but I just really care about my music, and I'm a bit of a perfectionist, I must admit.
Yeah. And I find that almost anybody I ask that question to will admit that they are perfectionists, and sometimes they feel it's a flaw, but in the end game, it's something that helps you become as good as you are and feel good about what you're doing and putting out there.
Right. And, music, you can't get it back. Once you release a song, it's there, and you want to be able to sit back and really be proud of it and really feel good about your work. So I do think it's worth all the time and attention that us crazy perfectionists give it. So.
Yeah. Well, I think you're doing the right thing because you made quite the impact on the music industry as well as your fans. I know that your song Fireworks topped the Texas charts for 2 weeks. CMA named you to the Who to Watch list. County Line Magazine named you Artist of the Month, and CMT named you one of the top 10 bands to watch, as well as many other accolades. Now, what emotions run through you, like especially the first time you were named for one of these?
It's always flattering. I try not to put too much weight on it. I'm always flattered that people, love the music, but I'm always looking to, the next thing, and I know for me, I'm a new artist, and I've got a long way to go to get to where, I need to be, but I'm certainly very grateful for all those things you mentioned. That was a really cool song. That was actually one that I cut 3 different times, so the one that actually went number 1 was, it was cool to see it get the reaction it did because, like I said, a lot of hard work went into it. And, that song is a little different. I actually I just wrote pure lyrics, and I rarely do that. I added the music to it later. So it was cool. It's cool to see, a song go from an idea to the paper, to the studio, and then ultimately to listeners hearing it on the radio. It was really cool.
I can imagine it probably seems very surreal to you to hear it. You grow up listening to all the people that you love on the radio, and then boom, all of a sudden there you are.
Yeah, it was cool. I'll never forget. Every Sunday night when you're working a single, you check the charts, or at least I do. And you know, you look who's around, who's at the top, who's in the middle, who are you around, and I'll never forget the week it did go number one. I looked below it, and it was Eli Young Band and Pat Green, and I'm just thinking, holy cow, these guys are like,
wow,
you know, my heroes growing up. You know, particularly Pat Green. I mean, I grew up going to his shows and just wanting to be him as a kid, so it was pretty cool and, you know, very humbling to get there for a few weeks. So it was a great experience.
Definitely. And speaking of Pat Green, you shared the stage with him as well as like Trace Adkins and Rascal Flatts and ZZ Top and Alan Jackson, so many more. I mean, my gosh, that's such an accomplishment. I mean, just think about it. 8 years is really not a long time from when you started at 16 really singing to be sharing the stages with these people.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, I love the opportunity to get to open up for people, and I can't believe that, you know, now it's like, you know, we continue to get to open up for Pat, and it's been amazing because, you know, he's truly become a friend of mine. And he's really kind of given me guidance and, hey, don't do this, do that. You know, these guys with experience can really help you out, you know, some of the pitfalls and the speed bumps in this industry because it's so crazy. But, you know, the coolest thing about it, Pam, is when you know, occasionally when you open for these guys, they'll get you up on stage and, you know, if you get to sing with them, that's like the ultimate endorsement. It's like, this guy's all right, you know, and I'll never forget the first time I sang Wave on Wave with Pat, it was just like, you know, I'll never forget it. It's one of those memories you can just visualize it, and, yeah, it'll be with me forever. It was really cool.
Oh, my gosh, I can imagine. Wow. Now, what is the best piece of advice you got from one of the artists, maybe even Pat, that you would definitely want to pass along to other artists just starting out?
Well, Pat's just got a great work ethic, and he's been very patient with his career. You know, the amount of advice, it's hard to nail it down to one, but one simple thing that really kind of hit me, and it may not seem very profound, but one thing he said was, you know, let your band do their thing and you be you. And, you know, to me, what that means as a front man, sometimes you can feel overwhelmed. You know, I've got to sing, I've got to carry the show, I've got to play guitar, I've got to do this. But if you can know that your band has got your back and that you're prepared and you can go out there and just solely focus on, you know, entertaining the crowd, and that's what he's really good at. To me, he's like the, you know, Springsteen of Texas or something. You know, he's really good about just being in the moment. In every show, it's, you know, you can tell he's got this unscripted moment where he just goes off and, you know, talks to the crowd, and that's been really fun for me, you know, to kind of emulate those guys like Alan Jackson and Eli Young Band, you know, all these guys I look up to. Every time you watch a show, you learn something, and it's been really cool. It's like a first-class seat to a master class and, you know, performing.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, you can't get any better, you know, classes like that than to do it with them. My gosh, I can't even imagine how, you know, you feel doing that, but it's so welcoming to have them standing beside you and encouraging you to go on. Now, before you go to, you know, go on tour, how do you mentally and physically prepare yourself for that?
You know, I mean, I think you've always, you know, got to be ready. We spend a lot of time rehearsing when we're off the road. You know, I like to get together with the band every, at least once a week if we're not playing. But, you know, I think you just got to be ready when you get that call. You've got to always be ready because you never know when the big opportunity is going to come. So if you put in the work and you put in the hours, and, you know, I feel fully prepared to do whatever. You know, I just actually got a call this morning, and it was a great phone call. We're actually going to be opening up for Dan and Shay, a really great duo out of Nashville, in Texas, in February on the 19th and 20th in Nacogdoches and Brewster Street. And you know what? That kind of stuff just fuels my fire because I know that, you know, I'm so excited to get out there and play. And so I think to answer the question, you know, you just always got to be ready because you never know what life's going to throw you. And, you know, if someone told me, hey, you got to board a bus tomorrow, you're going on tour, you know, we'd be stoked and ready to go because, you know, we feel like we were born ready. We're just chomping at the bit here waiting for the next, you know, big show. So I think you just always got to be on your game and ready to go.
Somebody's always sitting in that driver's seat with the gas on and just waiting to push the pedal, right?
Yeah. Let's go.
Now, I wanted to mention the song that you wrote and sang for the movie Sweetwater, Cold Gray Light of Dawn. How did that come about for you, and how do you write a song for a movie? I mean, it's so beautiful.
Thank you. Man, that was a really cool experience. I co-wrote that with a guy named Wally Wilson, and it was really cool. We literally just kind of how you would imagine. We sat down on the couch, we watched the movie, we, you know, felt the emotions of the characters and tried to, you know, our job was to write the song for the end credits as it rolls. So to me, it's got to epitomize sort of the whole film in 3 minutes. And, you know, my brother, believe it or not, my older brother's in the movie industry, and he's always wanted me to be a part of one of his films in one way or another. And he was like, hey, Hud, I mean, I've got this Western film. Do you want to write can you write a song for it? And I was like, oh, yeah, I'd love to. Thank you. And he said, by the way, you got a deadline. You got to do it in a week. You got to write it, record it, master it, and send it to us in 7 days. And, wow,
my gosh.
So here we are. Wally flies down to Austin, and we go to this motel on Congress Street and pop in the movie, and we have a couple acoustic guitars. And there was actually I'll never forget, there was a painting above the couch where we were sitting of Bob Dylan. And, you know, obviously one of the greatest songwriters of all time. It's like, well, no pressure. Right, Bob Dylan staring down at you. And, you know, actually I think the song kind of coincides with his style, very acoustic, folky songwriter, you know, just sort of human emotions. But anyway, we wrote the song that day and turned it around just in time for the film, and it was really cool. We got to go to Sundance Film Festival and see the movie. It was a great movie, and it was cool to see, you know, hear your song in the theater. That was something I'd never done before, so it was really fun.
Wow, yeah, and it's amazing, you know, what you can do with songwriting and music. It just about fits anywhere, anytime, and that you get to do this is another huge step in your career because some other director or producer or writer or whatever hears your music in there, they may come knocking at your door and say, hey, you got another 7 days. Put out another one.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what you hope for.
Right.
And, you know, it's cool because with the movie, you get to kind of wear another hat. You know, I'm not really focused on, you know, being Hudson Moore. I can kind of, you know, you're really just supplying the soundtrack to the film, like I said. So you can really think outside of the box and maybe, you know, get away with some other stuff that maybe is a little different from your, you know, usual work. So it was really cool, and it was really fun as a songwriter to get to kind of step out of that box.
Definitely. Well, congratulations. You did a wonderful job. Now, speaking of doing a wonderful job, you're welcome. You've just released your new EP going out tonight, which has been getting, quote, unquote, serious play on Sirius XM The Highway.
Yeah,
that's pun intended. Congratulations again. I mean, that's huge, and people seem to love it. And I'll tell you, I have the EP. Do not ask me to pick a favorite song because it's impossible. I love them all. Now, can you share with our listeners? I'm sorry?
I said, oh, come on, you got to pick one. I'm just kidding, though.
Oh. You know what? If I have to do that, I'll have to go with Going Out Tonight because it's the first one I heard. But all of the songs are just as great as that one. So, anybody that gets that EP
cool.
is
Thank
going to
you
be
so
a very
much.
happy
Appreciate
person. That. You're welcome.
Yeah, I mean the whole EP is very upbeat, and my first album was really reflective of introspective emotions, and I wrote my first album before I even hit the road, so I had no intention of what these songs would be like live for people. But as I hit the road a couple of years, I really wanted to put out something that was fun and would make people get up and dance and just really enjoy themselves. And so that was kind of the goal with this, and hopefully people have a lot of fun listening to it, because I had a lot of fun making the music, and I really think that'll shine through when people listen to it.
Oh yeah. There's no sitting still when you're listening to this EP. I'm sitting in my chair just bebopping with my headphones on, and one of my kids will come in my room and want to talk to me, and I won't hear a thing they're saying because I'm into the zone. Once you get into that, it's hard to get out.
I love it. I love it. That is all I want to hear. That's the goal. Yeah, if I can get you moving, that's great. That's awesome.
Thank you. Now, what song is closest to your heart? And it doesn't have to be from this EP.
Ooh, that's a tough one. It's like choosing a favorite kid. I know artists have said that before, but it really is.
Yeah.
Because they're all different and they're all special, not to be corny. But, you really care about them. I guess, just because Fireworks is the first song of mine to ever hit number one on the Texas music chart. I mean, I probably have to say that one has a really special memory, but they're all fun. They all sort of like solicit different reactions. And like Going Out Tonight, that's a really fun one to play live, because that's the first song that I've ever got spins on Sirius XM, and that's been a really big dream of mine for a while. I've been listening to that station for a couple of years, and I've just been wanting to see, my name and that song get out there, because I'm dying for people to hear the new music. So that's been really special as well, hearing Going Out Tonight on Sirius XM.
Now, which song is the most requested by your fans when playing live?
Probably Freebird. No, I'm kidding.
Freebird?
No, I'm just kidding. The token guy requesting covers.
I'm like, okay, I can't think of you doing that one, but.
You know what? It depends on the market and the show. I find that a lot of girls, they request Life's Lullaby, which is a song off my first album. And, I never released it as a single. It's just one of those that, it's kind of a deep cut. And, it's been really cool, because for whatever reason that a lot of the females tend to enjoy it. So I'm always happy to oblige and play that. But you know what?
Yeah,
I mean,
you got to make the females happy, because otherwise then the men won't be happy. So
right.
It works hand in hand.
Keep the girls happy. Got to keep the girls happy. But as we hit the road this year, I'm excited to sort of play the new EP, and I think that as we play more shows and continue to get that airplay, hopefully people will be requesting the new tunes. So I'm excited to get out on the road and play those new ones as well.
Yeah, I have no doubt on that. Now, I also wanted to mention for our listeners as well to check out your cover songs too, because, I mean, you cover some great songs, and I'll have to say that my ultimate favorite is the cover you did by John Mayer, and I absolutely love the video where you're playing all the different instruments and singing. Now, how did that come about? How did you choose that song? Is that like one of your favorites?
Yes, it's been a favorite of mine for years. John Mayer's probably my one of my biggest influences. Period. I'm a guitar player, performer, songwriter. I just think he's great. I have all his albums and just really love his work. And I as I mentioned earlier, I play drums and bass, but I don't get to do that, on Friday and Saturday night. So that's kind of how I get my kicks, playing those instruments.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just thought it'd be cool, to kind of show people a different side of my music. Technically, genre, people categorize me as country, but, country is so different than it used to be. It's my country isn't the same as, Alan Jackson's country or Zach Brown's. It's, everyone's kind of got their own brand. And, for me, it's so hard to show people everything you have in, 60 minutes or 45-minute show or whatever it is. And so, YouTube's so cool. You have this unlimited channel, that people can access, and I really wanted to kind of show people, if you think I'm this, check out this.
Yeah.
And I really get to kind of show, a little more of my blues influence. I'm a huge blues, classic rock fanatic, so it was really cool to kind of fuse that and kind of show people that I do a little more than just singing and playing guitar. And also, that's just one of my favorite tunes, so it was really fun.
Now, you have a lyric video for Going Out Tonight. Will you be making the video, showing like an actual video, a storyboard for it?
Yeah, we've actually been talking ideas for that one, and I'm hoping to get that going this spring. So, yeah, that'll be my first sort of full-blown music video. So, yeah, I'm really excited about getting that going.
I think that'll be a real fun video to make.
Yeah,
a lot of times people, they may not think about it, but I think about it. When you guys make videos and you do these storyboards, you have to really be part actor to do this. Is that something you ever thought of getting into, is acting?
I kind of toyed with it for a little while in college, but acting is so hard. I have tremendous respect for actors. It's so much harder than it looks, and you do find that out when you do these videos. Because when people go into music, what you don't realize is, there's a little more to it than just playing music. You got music videos, and you have to wear so many different hats. But it is cool to kind of flex those muscles and get to make videos. And I'm actually a huge movie fan. I was actually a radio, TV, film major at UT, and I'm just a huge movie fan. So I really enjoy making videos and kind of diving into the editing process and, kind of getting in with the directors and talking storyline and, brainstorming ideas.
Mm-hmm.
So it's cool. It's cool. Music and film have a lot of parallels. And it's been really cool to kind of marry the two. When we do these cover videos and official music videos, it's really fun to kind of get to collaborate with those directors and that kind of thing.
Yeah, and it's always nice to know that the actual artist has input into what's going out there and not just giving a song to somebody and say, here, do this, It's I don't know how to explain it, but it's nice to know that. You care enough, I guess. You care enough to what's put out there, so just like you put out your music.
Yeah, it's cool to know when you're watching a video. It's like I'm getting a look into the artist's mind, and this. Right. I think you can sort of tell the difference between the guys who just show up and say, hey, send me the end product, versus the guys who really, dive in and care, and you can really, see their soul and their passion in it. So those are my favorite kind of videos, and those are my favorite kind of artists. Those who really, have a hand in everything. I just think it's more.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Well, let's mention some of your tour dates that you have coming up. You have in Texas and Oklahoma, including playing with Pat Green again. That'll be on January 31st at the ACL Moody Theater in Austin, Texas. And some of the dates you'll be performing with the Josh Abbott Band, like you mentioned. January 23rd. Oh, that's only 2 days away. You have Abilene, Texas at Ray's Bar and Dance Hall with Roger Krieger. The 24th, you have Perryton, Texas with Rodeo Nights with Josh Abbott Band. And again, the 31st with Pat. February 14th, Valentine's Day. Yay. You're going to be working.
Oh, yeah.
That's at Kane's
we'll
Ballroom.
We'll be supplying the music for the romantics, hopefully.
Yeah.
We'll be the ones supplying the music for the dancers out there, and yeah,
right. So grab your honey and get on out there. And then March 7th, you have New York. So you're moving out of Texas and Oklahoma and getting to New York in March, huh? At Terminal 5.
Yeah, that was really cool to get. I've been eyeing that room for a long time. It's a great venue, and yeah, to be there with Pat, it's going to be awesome. So if you're listening and you're up in New York, come see us. Or if you got family up there, come out and see us. It's going to be a great show. Terminal 5, March 7th with Pat Green, and I think Josh Abbott is also playing that show as well. So yeah, y'all come and see us.
Oh, that'll be great. Yeah, definitely. When are you going to make your way to Chicago? You just skipped right over me.
You know, I know. You know what? We've actually played Joe's Bar before, and I love that room. It's a great room. I'm sure you've probably been there. If you haven't, I highly recommend it. It's on Weed Street. And you know what? We have been talking about getting up there. It's definitely on our list. I mean, I love Chicago. I've only been there once, but can't wait to go back. And, you know, it's been cool to see that some folks up in Chicago have been buying the record thanks to SiriusXM. And, yeah, I can't wait to get up there. So, Pam, if you can put a good word in for me, let's do it. I'm all for it.
Yeah, I'll do what I can. But just make sure you come in the summertime, not in the winter, please.
Okay. I'm a Texas boy, and I like the hot, so I'll do that, no problem.
Okay, good. Thank you. I appreciate that. Also, for our listeners, be sure to pick up Hudson's music, including the new EP going out tonight on iTunes or Amazon or wherever you get your music from, because it's all over these days. You can also follow him on Twitter at Hudson Moore and Facebook, Hudson Moore Music, and check out what's going on with Hudson and his music on his website, which is hudsonmoore.net. And last but not least, would you like to give a shout-out to your fans?
Yes, I would. Thanks for tuning in. And those of you who don't know me, it's been a pleasure talking to you. And I hope that y'all will check me out online. And look forward to seeing y'all on the road soon. And just thank you so much for taking the time to take some interest in my music. And it's been great talking to you. Look forward to meeting you in Chicago when we head that way.
Oh, definitely. I will be there. I'll be screaming the loudest. Just as long as you don't hear me singing, we'll be okay.
Well,
but thank you so much for taking the time to join me. Yeah.
You're very welcome. Thank you, Pam. I appreciate it.
Take care of yourself, and we'll talk again soon, okay?
Okay. Thanks, Pam. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. I'm going to play 3 of the songs from the EP, and it's going to be such a treat for you guys to hear them if you haven't heard them yet. I'm going to go ahead and start out with Going Out Tonight. So here we go.
Friday, you just got paid, a little money in my pocket. Well, I could take it to the bank and do a little saving like they say I oughta. But shoot all up in a party dress, that's as good look can get. And baby, it's worth every dime just to see you smile. Oh, yeah, girl, we're going out tonight, singing oh, we gon' live it up just right. We'll be spinning around in the neon lights, good loving in the air, so closing time, singing oh, we're going out tonight. Well, I filled up the tank, I'm heading your way, and I'm ready to mix it up. When you climb on in, I have something to sip in this Dallas Cowboys cup. We'll be flying down the road with friends in the back, windows down, you're drumming on the dash. A little offbeat, but that's alright. We'll blame it on the cold sunshine. Oh, yeah, girl, we're going out tonight, singing oh. gonna live it up just right. We'll be spinning around in the neon lights, good loving in the air till closing time, singing we're going out tonight.
Going out tonight. Such a fun song. He definitely accomplished what he wanted to do. Next up is called Ring on Your Finger.
Wake up every morning, gotta pinch myself. Got me feeling so lucky, thinking what the hell I do to get shot with a girl like you. I don't know, don't know, don't know. I ain't got much game, I'm batting out of my league. You could have your pick from the whole dang team. How'd you wind up with a guy like me? I don't know, don't know, don't know. Hey, ain't gonna let you slip away.
EP is called Under Your Spell.
You've been dancing for quite some time, and I've been watching out the corner of my eye. won't you tell me what's your name? I don't mean to come on strong, but I don't wanna let this slip away. So baby, let's start this love go round before this bar gets to closing down. You're getting to me, can't you tell? And honey, I like the way you move, losing yourself in that Motown groove. I'm falling for you, can't you tell? I'm under your spell. Oh, I'm under your spell. Stay right there, girl, I'll come to you. Just keep on shaking that thing and doing what you do. You got me captivated, got me mesmerized. Girl, I ain't been the same since I looked into your eyes. So baby, let's start this love go round before this bar gets to closing down. You're getting to me, can't you tell? Honey, I like the way you move, losing yourself in that Motown groove. I'm falling for you, can't you tell? I'm under your spell. Oh, I'm under your spell. Bring your friends and I'll bring mine, and we'll go grab a bottle of wine. I'm so damn into you, baby, got my heart wrapped up and going crazy. Bring your friends and I'll bring mine, and we'll go grab a bottle of wine. I'm so damn into you, baby, got my heart wrapped up, going crazy. So baby, let's start this love go round before this bar gets to closing down. You're getting to me, can't you tell? Honey, I like the way you move, losing yourself in that Motown groove. I'm falling for you, can't you tell? I'm under your spell. Oh, I'm under your spell. Bring your friends and I'll bring mine, and we'll go grab a bottle of wine. I'm so damn into you, baby, got my heart wrapped up and going crazy. So bring your friends and I'll bring mine, and we'll go grab a bottle of wine. I'm so damn into you, baby, got my heart wrapped up, going crazy.
Now, how awesome are all of those songs? You know you love them, just like I do. So go ahead and pick up that EP going out tonight. And don't forget, for those of you that are in the Texas, Oklahoma, and New York area, pick up your tickets to see him live in concert. I know you're going to have a great time, and I'm really jealous of you guys. So hopefully when he gets to Chicago, it'll be waiting for me to get over there, and I hope to meet him one day, too, because he really, really is a great artist. I absolutely adore his music. And he's a great guy. You can tell just by what he said. He's very thankful for his fans and his music and everything that's happened to him. So he's going to the top, that guy. And I want to thank everybody for joining me today. I hope you will join me again next Monday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time for our hour or so of the best indie music from around the world. And with that, I'll say have a great weekend. I know it's a couple days away, but I won't be talking to you before then. So have a great weekend and take care of yourselves. Be safe, be warm, and God bless. Bye-bye.
Get connected with Take Two Radio Music on Facebook or Twitter at Take Two Radio Music. Or for email updates on future shows, follow at Blog Talk Radio. For previous episodes, upcoming guests, and more, visit TakeTwoRadioMusic.com.